Hello, I'm Dr. Hassan Tawheed once again with a very interesting topic, understanding meta-analysis. Understanding meta-analysis. In the previous video, we talked about the concepts, the ideas, and the logic behind systematic review. This video is an extension to the same video, and here I will talk about the concepts, the ideas, the logic behind meta-analysis. Or in a nutshell, we will try to understand meta-analysis. So what is meta-analysis? Meta-analysis is actually a study design, and as you can see on the study design pyramid, it is on the top of the pyramid with systematic reviews. And it is actually one step ahead of systematic reviews because there is statistics involved. In systematic reviews, there was no statistics involved or very minute statistics involved. But in meta-analysis, robust statistics is involved, and we need to use software like Review Manager, RavMan. We call it RavMan or Review Manager. This is the name of a software. We use that software. This is one of the most commonly used softwares. You can use other softwares like R Language or Stata. You can use those if you like, but I'm talking about the most commonly used software. It doesn't matter what software you use, but here in meta-analysis, you use software to do data analysis. Now, what actually are you doing with this meta-analysis, with this analysis, with this statistical software? Actually, what happens is that when in systematic reviews, you combine papers, previously published papers together. As I mentioned in the previous video, you write one paper out of it. So instead of patients, you have papers, right? So let's say you combine 50 or 55 or 60 papers on a certain topic. Now you will write a paper out of it, and that is a systematic review, but you write it in a systematic way. In meta-analysis, you again follow the same structure, PRISMA guidelines. You follow a systematic way. You have a research question. You have an inclusion-exclusion criteria. In a nutshell, you are actually creating a system that can be repeated again and again, over and over again. That in the future, after 10 years, if somebody sees your research question and somebody sees your method section, he should be able to get the exact same results. This is what we are trying to do in a systematic review or meta-analysis. Now, what is the difference? Systematic review becomes meta-analysis. Yes, systematic review becomes meta-analysis. So remember, every meta-analysis is actually a systematic review, but not every systematic review will become meta-analysis. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a master's degree and you do a PhD, right? You cannot do PhD without master's. So every PhD is actually a master's student as well. Bachelor's, master's, and then PhD. So every PhD has bachelor's and master's, and then he's a PhD, right? Similarly, every systematic review does not become a meta-analysis, just like every master's candidate or bachelor's candidate does not go on to do PhD. But every PhD has master's or bachelor's. Same thing. So every systematic review does not become a meta-analysis, but every meta-analysis was actually a systematic review. Now, what makes a systematic review a meta-analysis? The data. What kind of data you have. If you have homogeneous studies, similar studies, you will be able to do statistical data analysis and see how similar are the studies. That's what actually we are doing in this statistical data analysis. How similar are the studies or how different are the studies? That's why ideally you should have similar studies, as much similar as possible. And then you do the meta-analysis successfully and you complete your project. Now, how do we make sure it becomes a meta-analysis? How do we make sure that a systematic review becomes a meta-analysis? By making sure that we have similar studies included. If we have different studies included, different kinds of studies included, that means heterogeneous studies included, it will remain a systematic review. If you just want to do a systematic review, then include different kinds of studies. But if you want it to become a systematic review, then you include similar kinds of studies. Now, this is again a challenge for many. That what do we mean by similar studies? What kind of similarity are you talking about? You remember the PICO question I discussed in the PICO questionnaire? P for population or people, I for intervention, C for control or comparison group, and O for outcome. So your similarity should be in these four things. Are the patients or population, are they similar? Is the population similar? In terms of age, in terms of gender, in terms of location, are they similar? Now intervention, are they similar? Are they the same? Then that's wonderful. But if not, then are they similar? Like, for example, escitalopram and citalopram. Escitalopram and citalopram. They both are similar, but they are not the same. So are they similar? This is very good. Yes, you can keep them, or you may not keep them. It's your decision. Now, see for control group or comparison group, what kind of control group was included in the studies? Are they similar? Or what was the comparison? Is this similar? And what is the outcome? Are the outcomes, or is the outcome similar? Is it mortality, or is it improvement in some sort? Is it loss of weight? Is it gain weight? Whatever it is it similar? So try to keep the studies with these 4 things, PICO, population, intervention, control and comparison, and outcome, as similar as possible, and then you will make an ideal meta-analysis. If they are different or very different, then you will not be able to do meta-analysis. That's one way you make sure that the studies become meta-analysis and they don't remain systematic review. But there's another way. If you don't want to do systematic review, you want to make sure that it remains. If you don't want to do meta-analysis, if you want to make sure that it becomes a meta-analysis, then make sure everything is similar and there is a control group definitely. But if you remove control group, it will remain systematic review. You may not have to do meta-analysis. So I'm telling you a secret, that if you want to avoid meta-analysis, let's say it scares you, you just want to do systematic review, then avoid the control group in your research question and just add studies without control groups. And those studies too should be different. Age should be different, gender should be different, location should be different, intervention should be different. If you do that, you will highly likely keep it as a systematic review and it will not become a meta-analysis. And in meta-analysis, why are we doing meta-analysis? To increase the power of evidence, to increase the power of the studies, because you're combining so many studies together and you are actually including, let's say you have 10 studies and each study has 10 patients. So you are actually combining the data of 100 patients now instead of just 10 patients. So you are increasing the power and precision by including a lot of patients from different studies, and you're combining so many patients. So the quality of evidence already has become really, really high. And you again still check the quality of the studies. You again check the quality of the studies by doing quality appraisal. Because you added so many studies, evidence strength has already become really, really strong. So these are some basic ideas and concepts behind systematic reviews and meta-analysis. And in this video, we just focus on meta-analysis. If you want to really enjoy this subject, watch this video and the previous video together in a sequence, and then you will enjoy and understand better about the concept of understanding systematic review and understanding meta-analysis. Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep watching.